Yes. More than 2 hours. And we get from one for
Sometimes things are required, it's impossible.
When we started to come, we started there was a very big family. In that family, father, mother, 4 children, and householders, 1 sister, and so big family. The householder himself was so strong that he has benediction from Brahma that he will not be old. He will be always very strong, beautiful young, and he will not die in water, in the sky, on earth. Even any demon, human being or goddesses cannot see him. He will not die in daytime or in night time. He will not die in any year and any month. He will not die. So he was like a very strong. Even Brahma used to fear from him, who created this world. Even Shankar, all were had so much fear from him. There were now not at that time in whole world who can face, who can fight with him. Demigods used to carry order of that person. That person, who is that person, you know? Yeah? Hiranyakashipu, father of Narayana. So, whole world was very strong. But there was a son of that person, his name was Narayana. He was at the age of 5 years, his age was 5 years. But he never cared for anyone, never feared from anyone. But there was a regular fight of words in his family with that boy, with Prahlad Maharaj. All the householders, father, mother, and sister, and brothers, and whole priests, all the persons were in the party of Hiranyakashipu, and that boy is alone in his body. They used to smoke, they used to take place, wine, gambling and everything, all whole family persons. But this boy never was engaged in any of all these things. They are very much worried for this boy. This boy is perhaps mad and he is not any intelligent. They gave him in his school that where he will learn so much things, especially Rajniti, politics, how to earn money, how to have so much energy and power, and how to cheat others, and how to control others. General person think that by these things we will be happy in this world. Our all efforts becomes for only these things. How to control others, how to have power, not to be defeated by anyone, and having so much beautiful wives, children, and so much wealth. Those who is owner of all these things, all they think that, oh, this is very, very bad. So there was some cold war between son and father and son. They wanted to tell the boy, to advise the boy that, why you are chanting Hari, Harina, the certain chant. In this world, we should also think in this world, what is true? In this world, is there anything which is true? If anyone can tell that, oh, God is true, but we have no conception of any God. We have not seen general person, general mass, they don't see God. But one thing is true. And what is true? Death is true. You know that death is true or mythic?
False.
False. Can you say death is true or false? How? How it is true? How you know that this world is this death is true? Huh? What do you see?
You see that everyone is dying.
You see that everyone is dying, old persons are dying and new one coming, and you realize this thing, that everyone is taking birth and after that they grow up, they become young, and after that old, and after that they give up their body. So that is true. No? Sure. So we should think that that is true. And one thing more, anyone in this world who has not realized true, that is God, creator of this world, destructor of this world. He has not realization of anything, transcendent. Whether he may be a very rich person, he may be the president of Indonesia, like Suharto. For 20 or 25 years, he has been made president of Indonesia. He was very richest person, and he was so much taking gratifications, sense gratification. He has given so much power to his family person here and there, and he was thinking that I am monarch of all. Anyone cannot remove me. But what happened? Very little boys like a student, they made some revolution. And at last he had to. He fought so much, but he fell. And at last he had to quit his post. He is happy? Is he happy? There was a very beautiful lady in this world. His name was Diana.
Princess Diana.
She was married with Prince of Persia. Huh?
Prince of England.
Short. And he has two babies, two sons, very beautiful. No, very beautiful. But she was not satisfied with his husband. And husband was also not satisfied. He wanted to have a love and affection from other girls, and she used to have any Muslim.
Yes.
They were not satisfied, though they were so rich person, aristocratic family of they were, very intelligent, they have so much power, even they were not satisfied. So, in this world, also this is one proof that anyone is not happy. All are suffering from something. You should realize this. True, death is true, and it is true that one day we will have to die, and any one of this world is not pure happy. They are suffering something. What suffering? Like Diana, like Shukar, what? Suharto. And like Twinkle. He has a very beautiful wife, daughter, but yet he was loving, he had some affection for his office girl. And it made him so open. So, after some time he will have to quit his presidency also. And after that, what he will be, I don't know. So in this world, if anyone is always thinking of his family persons or anything, and he dies, then what he becomes in next life? What is thinking now? I heard from anyone that a very rich person in England, he came to India for business, and he was meeting with my disciple Somnath in Delhi. He was telling that, oh, I'm very worried for my family. Who is your family? I have no wife, no children, nothing. But in my family there are 5 very beautiful horses and 4 dogs. He was so worried, and Delhi, so many calls to telephone, how they are doing. And if death will come, and he will think, and that, oh, how my dogs are there. Oh, dog. And if death comes, then what will be? Dog. We will have to be surely. So, there is need that how can we can happy forever? These all things can make me happy. One day, when we will be see, and it is not true, it is not decided that a man will not have cancer. I saw that in India, a very rich family, a boy of only 40 years. At once, it was found that he had cancer. Lakhs and lakhs rupees they spent, but anyone couldn't say. He went to America, he went to England, he went to so many countries for medical help, but anyone couldn't say. At last, he became like mad, senseless, in coma he came, and at last he went. So, as a result, we should see that what should we do to be happy forever. Because we are not this mortal body. Not mortal body. We are part and parcel of God. We can change our bodies, but we cannot change our soul. Because as God is transcendental, this soul is also transcendental. But now, anyhow, having birth in this world, we are understanding that we are lady, we are male, we are human body. Oh, this is tree. Tree is thinking that I am tree. And pigs and hogs are thinking that we are pigs and hogs. And they are satisfied in their birth. And they want to rest more and more in that. They think that we are so much happy than human bodies also. As we think, whether we are rich or we think we want to be happy in this stage. So Prahlad Maharaj once in the council of the boys in his school, so many children were there. The children were of the son of demons like Hiranyakashipu and others. And their guru, the teacher was Sandamar. What is the meaning of Sandamar? Sanda means shant. Shant means bold. Angry. Angry bold. And Amarka, where there is no light, that is dark. Those who are himself like bull and like darkness, what they can teach to others? They can teach only worldly things, which cannot make a person wise and happy. One day they were
What is the house of the Lord?
They have gone to any other place, and the boys were there, only students were there, and the Guru told them, Prahlad, you should be monitor of this school, this class, and you should manage all the boys not to quarrel themselves. And I am coming just now. And they went. The boys told Prahlad that we want to play and we should play. Prahlad Maharaj told them, oh, we will play a very good play. Listen, I want to say something to you. They become curious and began to speak something. Oh, my dear boys, my friends, from very beginning of your life, from our childhood, we should try to do bhajan of Krishna. Krishna is Supreme Personality of God. There are so many gods and demigods, so many. But Supreme Personality of God is Himself Krishna. Who is God? From whom? Generation. Who is the generator? Who is operator? And who is discoverer of the whole world? From whom all world comes, and from whom in the last all emerge. So there are so many gods. But Supreme Personality of God is Krishna Himself. It will take so much time to explain all these things, but very briefly I am telling you. So, Kaumar, Acharita Prajno, those who are so intelligent. Those who are not intelligent, they will learn how to be happy in this world, to collect money and to be duplicitous and go. And to read politics. But those who are intelligent, most intelligent, that should begin their bhajan sadhana. To know who is Krishna, how to please God, how to please Krishna, and how to be happy in this world and after this world, and who I am. Really they are so intelligent. So from the very beginning of childhood, we should try to know all this. From where we can know? Common general person cannot tell all this. Really, those who are intelligent, so who have realized all these things, so those who have practiced, and those who have realized Krishna, and those who are serving Krishna eternally, only they can explain all this. So go to them and in their association, you should learn all these things. And Haripal Chowdev, you should try to serve her. That's all. Answer. But we don't know all these things. Now you will have to go to school and read ABCD or anything. And we will have to be happy, wealthy, and so very wise and intelligent. In boyhood, we should not be religious minded or renounce. We should not give up all this. When we will be young, and in young age, we will be married with very beautiful girl, and there will be very beautiful and strong daughters and sons, and we will taste what is this world. And after that, when we will be old, then we can chant and remember otherwise. What Prahlad Maharaj told, you remember? Welcome Prabhu, you remember what Prahlad Maharaj told? You should speak something. What? You should listen it and try to take in your heart. And from very boyhood, what is the boyhood? What is called boyhood? From beginning of the sense because
Om Jnana Dasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namo Vishnupadaya Radhikaya Priyatmane Shrimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gauru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first I offer my respectful Dandavat pranams to the lotus feet of my beloved Diksha Gurudev, His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. And I offer my respectful Dandavat pranams unto the lotus feet of my beloved Siksha Gurudev, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Swami Maharaj. I offer my respectful obeisances to all of the Vaishnavas present in this auspicious assembly. Gurudev is explaining about the Prahlad Upakyan, the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. And in this section of teachings, Prahlad Maharaj was instructing his classmates. And he was teaching them that this human form of life is a very valuable asset that must be fully utilized. And how can it be utilized? It must be begun first thing in early childhood. That Komara Acharit Pragya Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. That the path of Bhagavat Dharma, the path of the worship of the Supreme Lord who has created this universe, who is the maintainer of this universe and ultimately the destroyer of this universe. The path of worship of this Supreme Personality will bring all auspiciousness to our lives. And without worshipping the Supreme Lord, then our lives will be completely spoiled and useless. So he was impressing upon his classmates. When the classmates had the opportunity to play, he was telling them, no, don't utilize this time, your early childhood, in simply frivolous playing. This is wasting your valuable human form, because you only have a certain amount of time allotted to you. Generally, human being will be given approximately 100 years of time. So within that time span, there is a short period of student life in the beginning. There is the childhood life where one is playing for so many years. Then there is the student life where one is learning for so many years. Then there is the householder life where one is enjoying sense gratification for so many years. And then one becomes old, and then one dies. So if one wastes this human form of life and does not utilize the time period when this body is strong, when this mind is clear in youth, first beginning in childhood, then he will not be able to actually develop proper understanding of the absolute truth. Because he will become distracted. This whole material world is arranged in such a way that the jiva soul, the living entity, can become completely distracted from the goal of life. So therefore Prahlad Maharaj is stressing to his classmates that begin now. But they were saying, no, we want to simply play. But he's saying, no, if you don't begin now, then what will happen is that 10 years will go by, 20 years will go by, 40 years will go by, your whole life will go by, and you will not begin the process. So therefore it must be begun first thing in early childhood. So this is the beginning of the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj. And later on, should I narrate more? So then, after this, then one day, Hiranyakashipu was sitting in his court, and he was sitting about this.
They told that when we will be bigger, then we will chant and remember. But now we are so so we will do after that. Then what Prahlad Maharaj answered. What he answered? He answered. What? You know that? It is not certain that when anyone will die. A boy of 5, even a boy in the womb of his mother, he may die. When I was in India and was to come here, a very beautiful girl was married, and he was some children in his home. He was in she was pregnant, and he was in hospital. And in the hospital, she was operated. The operation was so dangerous. Anyhow, it was operated, and a boy of only 6 months, dead boy, was taken. Even a boy in home can die. Even a boy coming in this world, in a minute too, they can die. And any old person, to the age of 108, 120 or 130 years, he may not die. A person who is so much suffering, but yet is alive, many alive until so many years, and a very young person. He may die by cancer, TB, or so many, in a moment, his heart can be, his heart, so he may die. So there is no certainty that you will be young. So from very beginning, you should try to chant. If he will be old, and it may be that you will attack with so many diseases that you cannot see like this. We see that so many young boys also cannot sit like that. No. Like this. They cannot sit. So if you will be old and attacked with so many diseases, how you can sit and how can you remember? Sometimes we see that there is the word samadhi, trance. What is trance? Sleepiness is not trance. They shift their mind to go here and there, and they become idle, some of them. And they come on zero, and they sleep and they think that this is samadhi. But really this is not samadhi, trance. In trance, the soul, our mind becomes so energetic, always thinking, reminding of Krishna at that time. So much thinking, so much realization of Krishna, serving totally at that time, like Vyas in Samadhi or Goswami in Samadhi. So they will see like this, in a static way. By the grace of Krishna, everything will come automatically in their heart. Krishna will come. This is trance or samadhi. So Prahlad Maharaj is telling that there is no certainty that you will be young and you will be old. Even today you can die. So from beginning of your life, you should try to chant and remember and learn from any bona fide. He told the Devan's children told that in this life we want to learn how to be wealthy. So we must in the power of attaining so much wealth. He told, Prahlad Maharaj answered. What he answered? This is automatic. They have not any power for all wealth and all these reputations. We see that even birds, trees, creepers, and animals, they don't involve for their eating, mating, and all of that. Automatically it comes. What they have done in past, by that, no. But that becomes some impressions, and by impressions, the result of their activities comes as impression, and by that impression, they are doing nothing, but they can come in a very richest family, or nothing to do anything. They become owner of so much wealth. So it not depends on effort, this effort. It may be that by this effort in future we can have some. But what he has done in past, according to that, by the result, wealth will come, reputation will come, or living will come, everything will come. Once there was a boy. He has some honor or कुछ श्रद्धालु था.
Religious mind.
Religious mind. He saw that Sukhdev Goswami from boyhood, Prahlad Maharaj from boyhood, Guru Maharaj from boyhood. They have gone to forests and they have chanted and remembered Krishna. And they have taken darshan of Krishna. And at last they became happy. So I must give up this my worldly family, and I should be renounced, and I should go to do bhajan in Vrindavan or anywhere. In the night he left everything. Everything he left. And he was going to do bhajan in Vrindavan. But when he came out of his village, he became worried that who will look after me? From where I will arrange my fooding and lodging and everything. Who will take care of me? Where I will be? There are none to look after me, my father, mothers and all of us. So how I can handle all this? He becomes worried and he becomes weak. So he was in a dilemma that what should I do? Whether I should give up my house or I should go to Vrindavan. At once he saw that a bird has given eggs on the tree. And he saw that a wind came and from the tree that egg fell down. But at once it was broken and some baby without eyes, without hairs, wings,
come out.
only he was doing change. But his mother was not there. And he has some appetite. But nothing to do anything. He could not. He
Could not
move at anything. So he was thinking what to do, and she was crying.
when he speak.
From that egg, some liquid came out. And at once, a very
Small insect.
small insect, worm, very komal, very soft, with two wings, like in rainy season we can see. And he came flying and he sat on that liquid. And at once some liquid was in his wings and he was trying to fly, but as he was trying, more and more entangled, and he became like a round figure. And then the birds, and she was doing chan. At once it came in the mouth of that baby, and she happily swallowed it and became. It's all from there. Oh, Krishna can arrange everything. The baby was asmartha, unable to do anything. But how quickly that one came and came in the mouth of that little bird. So I should that be very cautious. And at once he quickly ran towards Vrindavan, telling Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So Krishna arranged everything. Why we should be very far? All these things, if you are not doing anything, even by past impressions, it will come. If you are king, like Napoleon Bonaparte, you know, he was king and he wanted to be more bigger king, and he was going to attack on Russia over Alps, and at last he was defeated, and at last he was caught by his enemy, and he was in prison. And in prison, the against party thought that if he will be alive again and he will free, then he can make any distance for us. So we should try. Okay. So they imprisoned in a boat,
In a cage and
in a iron case on the boat, and they took it in Atlantic Ocean and in the midst, and he was. Why it was? He was trying so much to be happy, but he became unhappy. So we should not believe on these things. These all words, all things are like this, illusory. We are like, now we are king, and second day we will see. Like dream, we are part of nothing. More than beggar. Beggar can be happy, but king cannot be. So there are so many examples. So Prahlad Maharaj is telling that in this world, if anyone is chanting Krishna, remembering Krishna, then he is happy only. Mukunda Charanam Bhujam.
यथा विन्दते क्षेमं
न-
मुकुन्दचरणं
न-
तत्प्रयासो कर्तव्यः।
न तत्प्रयासो न कर्तव्य यत आयु वयः परम न तथा विन्दते क्षेमं मुकुन्द चरणम. In this world, there is nothing happiness in this world. Anyone is not happy in this world. So, if anyone is chanting and remembering Krishna, by their prayers, Krishna will be merciful to them. And he will send any his associate to show a path by which anyone can be happy. Like that God Krishna came in the shape of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he gives associates like Sarvadnama Ramananda, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita. Those are all villages. And they told that you should chant and remember Krishna. You should chant loudly. What? Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
They even went to Jagai Amadai, so much drinker and bad persons, having so many bad qualifications, lusty, drunkard, always involved in sense gratification. And they were so powerful. They wanted to kill and to beat Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas, but they are very fearless and very bold. They told them, why you are not chanting Krishna, Krishna? They followed and they began to beat, but they anyhow escaped. And next day again they came and told, oh, why you are not chanting Krishna? And he took that jar speech, that in which the wine was there, and he threw it on the forehead of Nityananda. Blood began to come, and at once anyone went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and told, the drunkards are injured Nityananda. He came with a very big crowd, and it was, oh, Chakra, 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 and Chakra at once came in. But Nityananda saw and merciful. In this life, in this birth, Harinam should be given and try to change their mood of heart. Don't kill them. Like Ram and Krishna killed so many demons. In this incarnation, is to try to change their hearts and give love and affection. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, who told that Madhai wanted to kill me and to beat me, but Jagai stopped him and told that you should not do that. And he catch hold of Adhar. Then Mahaprabhu became so happy, and at once he embraced Jagai, and he was full of
Krishna prema.
Krishna prema, and he began to chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
and he became religious minded. The ladies, devotees, at first they used to fear from Jagai and Madai. They could not, they were not in more that they can freely take their bath in Ganges. But now they become so generous and
So humble.
humble, and they begin to wash the ghats where anyone can take bath, and always cleaning the ghats places, and doing pranam to all the devotees, all, and they change their mood by the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Madhai told that, oh, we are brothers. We took birth jointly,
Same time.
same time.
Same time.
And we are up till now in the same, like friends and brothers. You have
Best
you have
your mercy.
sprinkled your mercy on Jagai, but you are not sprinkling your mercy to me. Please have merciful to me. Then he told that, oh, go to Nityananda. If he forgives you, then I may, and I will be also Krishna. He went to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu was so much merciful. He was Ahayatuki Kripa,
Causeless mercy.
causeless mercy. Oh, you should also sprinkle your mercy to this bogus
Drunkard.
drunkard also. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at once touched, and by touching, at once her heart was melted and changed, and he began to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Tears began to come, heart was melted, and they become both very religious minded, and they became after that Jagai and what? Jai and Vijay. So we should try to follow very boldly this wealth, reputations, and all these things cannot help us. Cannot. We will be more ignorant. So we should try to chant, remember, always Krishna. No need of money, no need of anything. You can chant in night and day. If you are doing duty in military or any business, whole day and night, even you have a time for going store, passing urine. At that time you can tell. You can chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. No on. You will have to sleep. You will have to chatter and do better to others. You can go to morning walk also. These are essential for common person. To shave and anything. You are shaving Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. No harm. You are going to bed. You can chant on bed. No harm. Without taking bath, after taking bath, at the time of meal, after meal, before meal, in night, day, any time you can do chant. Nothing to spend any energy for this. And after that you are chanting, Krishna will arrange everything for you. So it is very easy and so essential. In this world we have so many duties, but this duty is supreme. So we should try to chant and to associate. Otherwise worldly person cannot help you. Like a blind person helps a blind person and both fall well. So we should try to know all these things. Nowadays so many gurus. But they are attracted with so much these things. Wealth, reputation and followers. And they become unhappy. And sometimes they lose their faith from this. And they fell down. So, bona fide guru, bona fide devotees should associate. This will give so much energy, strength, power, and quickly we will realize in a day or two that we are happy. So there is no time. If any bump from America is coming on Hiroshima or where,
Hiroshima, Nagasaki.
in a moment So when that will come, no suffering. From today, from this time, very time, we should try to chant. Krishna maybe will save us from all kinds of suffering, sorrow and error. So from today, we should try to chant God. You can play on harmony? Yes, you can. As you can do. Is that clear? Why? one thing I missed to tell. Then after that, Prahlad Maharaj told that in this world a person can live 100 years. Generally, not more than that, but maximum 100 years. In 100 years, half he sleeps. And if he takes wines and other things and uncontrolled senses, then he may sleep more than that. So half life has done. So 50 years. In 50 years again, 20 years, you should think that from childhood, playing, studying, and to be expert in anything, 20 years goes. And also from age of 80 to 100, anyone becomes so weak, he cannot do anything. Like mad and attacked with so many diseases. So 20 years more, 40 years and 50 years. Now only remaining 10 years. In 10 years, you will have to marry. You will have to build so many goats,
Skyscrapers.
motors, cars, televisions, so many things. As you see here, when I become one dream, how beautiful decoration. Here, Garud, so athletic.
Buddha is blowing.
Very decent, happy. So many blessings for happiness. Everything so dotted. For general person, it is very hard to mental life. I saw a beautiful concert. Oh, so beautiful. Also, I saw Ganesh ji here. Thank you so much. Worship. Also, mission day. And this is perhaps on the what is to very gentle breeze and oh, see, very good see from outside. Then we'll have to, if children, we'll have to support them, nourish them. And sometimes this wife so many love and affection, and sometimes so much is quarrel also. So sometimes passive I and sometimes so many things comes. So in 10 years there are so many things to jobs to do. So when we can do that? So many, you are going by car, your mind is where? Here, there, making so many things. Like a beggar in India, he went to beg many doors, and he anyhow collected one pawa of sattu, 250 grams, only 100 grams. Sattu, you know?
Roasted wheat flour or barley flour.
Atta. And he took half of that for his maintenance, and half he kept for coming day. And he collected in 10 days sum, and he sold it to another, and he money. And in 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3 years he has collected some wealth. Then he thought that I will make a very beautiful house, and then I will marry a very beautiful young lady, and then I will have very strong, and they will go to college, and they will be businessmen or wakil means lawyers. and they will practice and they will collect so much money. Then I will be very wealthy person. And then now I'm going to beg from them, and they sometimes rebuke me. Then when they will come to me and borrow some money, then I will take a lathia and I will do like this. And when he was doing so, his stick was वो कुम्हार के घर में, he was laying down, he was sleeping in a room of pot maker, and it was so much hot day, so he was taking it, and when he took his stool, oh, that I will beat them, and he did so. So one of that pot was, and all pots, and all, and that the householder came and began to read. That why you do it so? So we are always thinking like this, and our 10 years also goes, we have no time to count and remember, and to manage our real happiness. So from today, Prahlad Maharaj said that go to bona fide gurus and search them, and his associations have learned all these things. And from today, don't waste your time. This time is so precious. So you go to realize person, make him guru, and realize all these things, and begin chanting. And what is our slogan from the church tomorrow? What is? So you should come here in morning.
Sometime.
Some classes to go.
Just here.
Huh?
If you want to go today in morning time,
Yes, sir.
there can be class, and also usually
Some
program in the
Kirtan,
evening.
some Kirtan. We are here. He has hosted us.
Tomorrow we are here and the
We
day
have to repay him. How? Not by wealth, not by money. By doing Kirtan here, so without any self-gain, we should make this embodiment like Krishna. And by that we can repay him. Otherwise we can. So our classes, our Kirtan should be done. And I may come for some minutes. And evening like this, some more devotees. Who are you? You are brother of the wife of Gaur Prabhu? You yourself? No? Who are you?
My name is Balaji.
Balaji. You are related?
I am working in Singapore.
You are any sister?
I don't have any sister. She is in India.
But yourself sometimes like the wife of Gaur.
Foreigner. No, that is any other boy. That's good. This is the
This is
This is the brother.
another brother.
This is mother.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Mother of this advocate.
Kaula's brother is like that. Oh, the other brother, yes.
What's his name?
गौर का दूसरा भाई भी जैसा लगता है जो
हाँ, गौर का दूसरा भाई.
Yes, yes, yes.
And you are the sister of?
Sister of the host.
Anyhow, you are so much lucky that all Vaishnava are coming here, staying 2-3 days. And when will you return from Malaysia? Where will you be?
Pandit Prabhu has also invited you.
In his home?
And also, we will come 2 more times. So if you want, you can visit Radha Pandit Prabhu's house one day and stay there. And one day we book the groups.
When you will be for 4 days here in our last trip?
No, maybe 2 days.
Again, when you will leave for India,
When we go for India, we will be here 2 days.
like this.
Unless,
And one day coming from Indonesia.
yeah, from Philippines.
The next program, and in Malaysia, what program has been done?
India.
In Alicia also has
I have one announcement. So tomorrow morning there will be program Guru Prabhu. What time the devotees can be here?
In the evening, you mean?
No, in the morning.
Why not 10?
10 o'clock? 10 and, between 10 and 12, they can come. Is there no problem for Prashadam or anything?
Prashadam is all right to arrange tomorrow for
Morning
all
time.
devotees for noontime. Lunch? No problem?
No problem?
Okay.
Around how many people?
Like this.
Thanks.
If you need some help, you can tell. Then
Yes.
I need devotees for
We can do it.
Somebody can help if you need help.
Then we are going to the Philippines. I have to inform all the devotees who want to come. We have booked some tickets, flights, but as of today it is not sure since there is no visa for Srila Gurudev and the devotees from India. So we have to, within 2 days, make a decision whether we will go or not. So we will do our utmost best to obtain a visa, but if it will not work, then there is some risk there. So we are discussing with ticket agent, so you should be prepared to make a decision between now and 2 days if you want to take any risk or how to, if you don't want to come or you want to arrange another flight later, you can decide for yourself. The flights are very full, so we have to think how to solve this thing.
If you are not going to Philippines, then we will be more days in Malaysia.
Yeah, if we are not going, if there is no visa, then we will stay more days in Malaysia. Rishikesh Maharaj has invited us. There is some other devotees there in Penang.
We'll contact. I'll tell you.
Also, the devotees who yesterday stayed in the other apartment, we will try to make another arrangement for tonight. Yeah, so after the class, you can sit with Urukral Prabhu and see what to do.
Let's go Pramanande.
Go Pramanande!
What time tomorrow?
10 o'clock. 10 o'clock.
Evening time.
Morning time.
Evening time.
Evening plans like today, 4 o'clock.
4
Because the
p.m.
next morning we are leaving early.
Table, make a table, please.
Hey, Prabhu.
More people. There's more than that.
Come on, to take one banana.
You have to help me by law. You have to help me by law. If any problem comes, that they are not going to give us
If there's some, unless there's some like influential person.
like that. I will help you.
Every country you have a lawyer.
Did you just come from India? Yeah. How was everything after I left the party? Still went on. Just up until now. Stop. The party. Very, very simple.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, if anyone found a bead bag yesterday, then please bring it to me. Anyone who found bead bag yesterday.
But the phone battery is up.
Even though we don't have these
मिलता नहीं ऐसा दुर्लभ जाना, मिलता नहीं ऐसा दुर्लभ जाना, मिलता नहीं ऐसा दुर्लभ जाना, मिलता नहीं ऐसा दुर्लभ गमता हूँ किसी को मिलते हैं आह भाग्य से, किसी को मिलते हैं आह भाग्य से, किसी को मिलते हैं आह भाग्य से, किसी को मिलते हैं आह भाग्य से। हरि भक्त के दर्शन, हरि भक्त के शिव गुरु चरण कमल, स्मृति कृष्ण विपाकी आनंद मूर्ति, कृष्ण विपाकी आनंद मूर्ति, कृष्ण विपाकी आनंद मूर्ति, कृष्ण विपाकी आनंद दिन जन करुण दिन जन भक्ति भाव के तीन प्रकार, 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 श्री गुरुपति श्री गुरुपति चरण कमल, स्मृति इतिहास पुराण नमाजी, स्मृति इतिहास पुराण नमाजी, मिले हैं चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि